Yo, what's up? Hold on. I need somebody to hit my back. That was very anticlimactic. Yo, more Bill Burr. Maintaining a healthy level of awareness? Have no idea what this video is about. Jefferies show.
My guest tonight is a stand-up comedian and the creator of Netflix animated sitcom F is for Family. His Monday morning podcast can be heard every week on the All Things Comedy Network.
It's podcast.
Arguably one of the greatest comedians of any generation. Please welcome Bill Burr.
His podcast is. I said his podcast. He's got a podcast, and you can hear it if you got it. He's got a podcast. Look at Bill's feet. Hey, Billy Redface is so fresh in these Adidas.
Thank you.
The white sneaks, man. The white
I want
sneaks.
that guy in my house telling people to cheer louder.
No, that was a natural cheer from these
I
people.
saw the guy.
Cheer. It was a natural cheer. Has he got on boots?
There he is.
All right, so Bill, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is arguably a news show.
Okay.
Where do you find your news?
That's
Okay.
just one thing, though. Americans like to get it from somebody with an accent.
It's
Right, what was going on here in Tennessee? Everybody's like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's from Europe. It's like, no, he's Australian.
No, that's the whole thing. It's Trevor Noah is South African, and then John Oliver is British. Samantha Bee is Canadian. I'm obviously Australian.
Australian.
White guys with accents.
Australian.
That's what it is.
Australian. I mean, when I was in Australia. Yeah,
Australia's had no social issues ever.
Never. Not at all.
Yeah, we have a very clean conscience,
Yeah,
the
there's
Australian bunch.
I know. It kind of is a reoccurring story. Every country that
Australia.
white people go to. You know when I actually travel, if
Australia.
my wife wants to go to a non-white country, I always research it first because it's just like, all right, what did we do here? Like, how long ago was it? Was it from the strain of white person that I'm from? If you go to the white countries, they're like, hey, how are you? Huh? Isn't this great? We stole from everybody.
I did one of those Ancestry.com things where I spat
Why
in
did
the vibe.
you do that?
Well,
They're making a fucking robot of you right now to take
Bill hates that, yo. Dang.
over the show.
And all I found out was that I'm the whitest person that's ever been built. Like the most diverse thing from me was 1% Scandinavian. It was all British and just nothing. They just sent me back a picture of Hanson.
What happened to white people's self-esteem? Just nothing, just shitting all over those
I wanted
countries.
to be a little bit exotic, just to something no one's ever
You got an
gone.
accent. You're
Yeah,
crushing it over here. You just order a coffee. Women start fainting.
That was back in the day. The Australian accent's not as positive as it used to be. Back in the Crocodile Dundee Yahoo Serious days, you could get your dick sucked in America very easily, which is strange because I was 14. But I remember a wonderful time back then. That was true. I was actually an exchange student in America for 1 month when I was 14, and I hadn't as much kissed a girl in Australia. I was very unlikable. And I came over here, and Crocodile Dundee was the biggest movie ever, and I fingered like 3 chicks in a week. So thank you, Paul Hogan. Thank you.
That's great. That was actually a heartwarming story. I'm glad you had a good time in our country.
Because we're both relatively new dads. You're newer than me. You had a child in the last year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Are you worried about the world that we're leading into?
Yes. Yeah, tremendously. Robots, social media, microchipping, all of this stuff that 10 years ago people thought I was out of my mind, and now you're just seeing it happen. That place in Wisconsin, some sort of company, these fucking morons agree to get microchipped. It's just the dumbest
thing. One in the hand where they're going up to crank machines like this is so much easier.
It's so convenient, you know? Dude, you know in the future there's going to be no cash and they're just going to have all your money on that thing and then bullies are just going to be grabbing your hand and swiping it across. I don't want to pay for this! I don't want to pay for this!
Yeah,
There has to be a thing though if they cut your hand off that the chip shuts off. Because guys will just, psychos will cut people's hands off, you know, and tie a tourniquet if they give a shit about you bleeding out, and then they'll just walk around with your hand, and when nobody's looking, they're just gonna take it out.
So
they'll just pay for stuff.
You know, I'm with you with the technology thing, because like arguably, me and you are both a product of the internet. Like we got popular through people putting out clips up of stand-up, and that's how we got the following and all that type of stuff. But I'm not a big internet guy. I think it's not good for society. See, I'll tell you why. Because what happens with the internet is, it used to be, we lived in a world where, let's say you fucked a pig, right?
As you do?
Yeah.
It's an intelligent animal. It actually feels like an accomplishment.
Yeah. So you fuck a pig. Now, a person who fucked a pig used to feel alone in society. Used to go, I shouldn't fuck pigs. Probably I'm the only person in the world who fucks pigs. And now they can get on the internet and go, who else fucks pigs? And now they're part of a community.
I would agree. You know what it is? The internet lets you delve into the darkest parts of your mind, and it's not good. And it's like you've been on a, you know, not a porn I've watched. I might as well worked on Vice Squad for the last 30 years, and it kills a part of you. You know, and I just think that, I don't know, I think social media was like a good experiment, but it just doesn't work.
No, we shouldn't know that many people.
We shouldn't, and I don't think people should be allowed to make comments anymore. I think we need a little more China in our internet. Yeah, because it's depressing. Every video you look at, it's just inevitable before it gets into politics, racism, and all of this stuff. I mean, God forbid you get anything that you watch on there. I was watching this thing like, I'm fascinated with like how evil chimpanzees are. Like we finally we finally discovered that they like eat other monkeys. Did you just see
Planet of the Apes? Or?
That's not real, dude.
Oh, right.
They don't really talk.
Well, that fucks my next question.
No, they were just showing these things and how they actually hunt down other monkeys and they eat them, and they're fucking lunatics. And I can't say lunatics. They're just not like these things that you can put overalls on and hang out in your house. They're going to rip your face off. So I'm watching, I'm reading it. It just was blowing my mind. And then, of course, underneath it was just all this racist stuff about black people and all this stuff. It just ruined it. Ruined the whole... I thought it was going to be a bunch of other people all fascinated, going like thinking shit that I was thinking. Like, dude, what would you do if the fucking thing was coming at you? What would you grab? If you had a knife, would you try to stab it or just kill yourself before it tore your foot off? That's what I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't. It was just like people going, with their redneck stupid shit.
It's the fact that people feel need to comment on it. Even when you watch porn, there's people underneath like, I enjoyed it, but the black guy ruined it. And it's like... and you're like, there's so many porn options. Just go... No blacks, and then you enjoy it, and that's your racist fucking thing that you need to do.
Some guy in a Klan suit with like the fucking front coming up with his dick. Yeah. Racist porn, right?
See, that's the thing with having a kid now in porn, because when I was young, there's that idea that I had 2 porn magazines that I stole from a dumpster behind a newsagent's, and then I actually buried them a mile away from my house, because my mother kept I rode on my bike with 2 magazines, found a tree, and then I dug a hole next to the tree and I buried these magazines, and once a week I'd ride my bike out to this magical tree, and I would wank behind the tree like a chimp. Right now, so my point is, like, my kid now gets on an iPad and he can't read or write his own name, and he's just like choosing things. By the time my kid's like 10, he'll just be waking up in the morning, putting his virtual reality goggles on, and he'll be like, triple fisting, please.
Oh my God!
No, like, he'll say please because I brought him up right, but he's gonna have manners, that little cunt.
That literally, That literally hurt my heart to hear that the kids are gonna do that, man. I have a theory that technology should have stopped right around 1995.
Right.
We could cure enough diseases. Cars were good enough. It was right around there. We should have just stopped, and we're not. We're gonna keep going. I don't know where any of this goes. I don't watch the news.
Where do you get your news from?
People correcting me on Twitter. That's where I get it from. People go, oh, maybe you should read this, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you know how people make points? Hey, fuckhead, maybe if you read that, like you're gonna get past, hey, fuckhead. Like, what is your point? But I still do. I click on it, and then I read their idea, what's the truth, and then I start spewing that out in bars. And, I don't, I try to stay, I try to stay a healthy level of kind of knowing what's going on, because I go in front of crowds and then just completely not know what's going on. I lose myself in hobbies, and I just, I don't want to see any of it, because then it's going to be depressing, and then all the racist morons and idiots are just going to be yelling at each other underneath it. And I find the internet to be, it's this odd combination of really exciting and mostly depressing. Like, it's great for sports stats. Watching an old movie, Hollywood movie, is that guy still alive?
Yeah.
You know, you play that game.
Yeah.
I get fascinated if I watch a movie and everybody in it's dead. I'm like, they're all dead. Look at that kid. That kid grew up, got old, and he's dead.
It's crazy. I do that. Y'all do that? Y'all look up movies, people's in movies?
But then all this other stuff, I don't know. It's this weird thing where everybody's just completely out of control. Yet if you go to a comedy club, like they're really, like the millennial kids are super conservative. Like it's flipped. I was at the Laugh Factory last night. They were like, they're like groaning and shit. It's just like, dude, I'm fucking old. You should be shocking me. I was just like, oh my God, that bald 49-year-old. Holy shit, he was out of control.
I don't know your political leanings. I know you, and I've watched you a lot on stage. Would you call yourself a liberal or a conservative?
I thought I was liberal until I moved out here. And then there's just like this psycho extra level of liberal where it's just like they are as insane as some of the craziest people on like a right-wing thing. Like they're just totally extremists. And I find there's a lot of bullying out here, just as much labeling, but they're patting themselves on the back because they feel like the way they think everything should be is so right because they live near an ocean.
That ocean will do it to you.
Oh, the ocean. The second you see the ocean, you start thinking you know things. It all depends. It depends on the situation. I'm a big believer in helping out people that need help, but I'm also a big believer at some point you gotta like quit your whining, and you gotta because nobody gives a fuck about you or your dream.
Right.
Okay? That it's up to you to care about it. So you have at the end of the day, you got to make shit happen. They're only going to push you behind the bicycle for so long to make sure you don't tip over. So, and it's just, it really, the art of it is when to apply it, which I'm not saying I know how to do, but like there's sometimes I'm really empathetic. And then there's other times it's like, oh, will you shut the fuck up? You know, it all depends.
That's the thing that I see infuriates me about America is this whole idea of the American dream. And it's like, if you work hard and you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. And this whole idea that there's a dream. And I agree with that. Everyone agrees with that. But it's not a distinctly American thing. Everywhere believes that. You know that, right? It's not like in Australia we're just going, I thought if I hit me head in a hammer, then eventually I'd have a house. You know what I mean? Like this, the thing about the American dream is, as you said, like I'm somewhat of a socialist. I believe in health care. I believe in housing. I believe in taking care of veterans and the mentally challenged and the what have you. I believe that the American dream is if you work hard, you can achieve anything. But if you don't, you're fucked. Right? It's a dream without a safety net.
Yeah, you're walking the rope without a net. We don't have a net. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is. You're kind of, you're fucked. So treat your kids right, because someday when you can't work anymore, they're going to be the ones getting your applesauce because the government isn't. That's basically what it is.
Treat your kids right, because I always think that about like every bit of money that I earn, I always look at my son and I go, oh, eventually he'll get that. And then there's another bit of me that's like, nah, fuck him. I didn't. Why should he get to live off me? My parents gave me fucking shit.
That really would give a kid a complex. If you were doing, you had your own TV show,
If I
and then
gave
you
it to
die, and your kid's going, "You're the best dad, man. I love you," and that's it. And he gets absolutely nothing. He's gonna walk for the rest of the time. Did this guy even give a shit about me?
Yeah.
You gotta get him a car or something.
Yeah, oh, no, he'll get a car. He'll
A
get
car.
Give him a depreciating asset.
Yeah,
there you
okay.
go. nothing you can invest in.
Look, I've done right by him. I'll give him a very good education. I vaccinated him.
Yeah. How scary was that?
Did you vaccinate?
Yeah, I did, and because everyone was scaring the shit out of me, telling me don't do it, or the ones to do, don't do these ones, and they were really getting me all worked up. And then finally, I was just thinking about everybody that told me that. I was like, none of those people had lab coats on with degrees framed behind them. I was talking to plumbers, comedians, listening to actresses. It's like they didn't even go to medical school. They went on some website, right? I always say I'mRight.com. You go there and everything agrees with you. And I just said, I'm gonna do it. And I was nervous as hell. I had my wife take my daughter over there. And we did it, you know, in 2 batches. And now she's fine. Now I feel good, because now you got all the, you know, these kids come over, they're putting their mouth on everything. Everything's just gross, and it's just like, all right, but no, but she's been completely, is it inoculated? Is that the word?
You've had the easy bit, right? Because your child's still a baby. So putting a needle into a baby is like, you won't remember this. You cuddle them a bit.
Oh, I wasn't there for that. I didn't want to watch that.
But 2 weeks ago, my child at 4 had to have his booster shots. He had to have the same shots again, but now he can talk to you.
Oh, God. All right.
Oh, that's an horrific day. Because you go in there and you know it's going to hurt like fuck. It's a big needle straight into the arm, in both arms, and you go, I went to him like this. I go, he goes, how much is it going to hurt? He goes, this much? And I went, a little bit more. It's going to hurt a little bit more than that. And then I knew it was going to hurt like all buggery, right? And then I bring him in, and the doctor comes in. The doctor's like, okay, you're going to have to get your shots now. And
Hold him down.
And then, no. Then he leaves, because he's the guy who gives lollipops and is friendly and like, how are we doing? You know, he's all friendly like that. Then they bring in this woman who her job is just torturing kids.
Oh.
And she just comes in, 1 needle into the arm, and he shot 4 foot across this thing. And he goes, didn't hurt this much! Hurt this much!
Oh, no.
And I'm already bribing, because he's got another needle. I'm like going, Lego's coming your way! And then I just held him while he was thrashing around while they put the other one in. And anyway, he doesn't seem to be autistic, so all's good.
I actually feel bad for that woman that has to give those shots. That's probably why she has that look on her face where it's just like she has to listen to kids cry all day. That just would be the
didn't
worst.
seem that bothered. I think it's better than a man with an erection.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
Most things
You can
are.
kind of apply that to everything, yeah. Gee, it's hot as shit out here. Well, at least there's not a guy standing here with an erection. I would go with that.
Please check out Bill and a bunch of other funny people on the All Things Comedy Podcast Network. We'll be right back.
What do they say at the end? Oh, I had a good time. What do they always say at the end of shows? Like the news and stuff, they always like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what they talking about, man. That was pretty funny, though. Kids getting shots. Is that crazy? That's crazy, man. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the comments if you have a reaction request. You know what I'm saying? Because we laugh over here with the Chill Tribe, and we love to laugh, and we're going to continue to laugh. That's just what we do. You know what I mean?